Okay, now it's recording. Okay, after many attempts, I hope this one works. I hope it's still recording. If... Man, this thing just loves to show me that intro screen as many times as it can. I'm just gonna go ahead and start the game and I'll start talking once I hear this.
Okami.
If it wasn't obvious, this game we're playing is called Okami. This game was my all-time favorite when I was, I guess, in middle school. It's still probably one of my favorites to date. I don't think it gets enough love as I think it should, so I'm gonna be playing it. Also, I'm horribly dyslexic and not Japanese, so I'm going to be saying a lot of these words wrong. You have been warned, and I apologize in advance. Scenic. Long, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Miki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. To satiate the appetite of the Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads mounted on its necks the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shirayanu. Shirayanu? Told you, dyslexic, American, Japanese not my strong suit. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village, and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shirayanu. The warrior Naji attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shirayanu's swift movements. God, if anyone hurts a dog in real life, you're dead to me. I don't care if you're the hero of the game. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Naji, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by the sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Naji traveled to the beast's cave in the place of his beloved. Took the girl for you to love to actually do something about it, man? Kind of harsh. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served Orochi's home. As Naji stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Naji leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on he sliced into the moonless night, but Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nary a scratch. I also can't read English. You would have thought it was Japanese and English for my both downfalls. Yes, I said that right. At long last, Naji, whose energy spent from the intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Naji, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shirayanu, the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Barring its fearsome claws, Shirayanu leapt towards Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying head, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness. mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiraya knew summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. For the record, I didn't do that. As Orochi closed in on Shiraya, sharpened claws glistening, a gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiraya fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mysterious mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiraya, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike what would be the final blow. Shiraya refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black cards overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Naji's sword as a beacon of hope. Guided by his sword, Naji, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary, challenging all his strength into his sacred and battered arms, scarred by arms. He leapt ferociously toward Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome heads separated from their owner. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the village was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shiraya had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Naji scooped the beast into his arms and returned to the village. Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shiraya was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiraya let out a hoarse and pitiful bark, and collapsed. Its eyes drifted off as if into a slumber. It's just sleeping, Mommy, right? The magic wolf is just sleeping. Peace had at last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shirayu's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it. Naji's sword was christened, Tsukuyome, and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace. That's your first mistake in everything. Endless peace never works. There it is! However, this is not the end of the story. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Naji and Shirayu's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly, no one in the village even took notice. God, this game's gorgeous. Is this the legendary sword? Is this Tsukuyomi? The sword that banished the dreaded Orochi? No. Couldn't. It's just legend, nothing but fairy tale. Sure about that now, buddy? Who's that one idiot who has to ruin it for everyone, huh? No! He who seeks power, who has broken my bonds. Speak the words, I wish darkness upon this world. Utter that prayer unto me and unleash my power. I would say that prayer, because goddamn, it doesn't look like it's gonna end well for you. Yeah, go ahead, run away. Totally not gonna come after you or anything. Okay, he hit his head. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, dude, way to go. You just brought oblivion onto the world. All because you had to go touch the giant glowing sword in the ground. Everyone knows that you only touch it unless you're Link in Legend of Zelda. That's the only time you touch the magic glowing sword in the ground. He's got superpowers, what do I say? A horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. The tiny settlement of Kamiki Village enjoyed protection of a sacred tree. It's here that the real story begins. And here's my girl, Sakuya. Good sprite Sakuya. Yeah, I should also point out that I don't watch anime or read manga, so I don't really have much experience in saying these words or hearing them out loud. So that's why I kind of suck at it. How troublesome. This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom. What was your first hint, lady? What has transpired to bring about such calamity? We must act quickly. There is no time to lose. My power has diminished over the years I've spent protecting this area. I don't have much time left in this world. Amaterasu, now is the time. Epic Boo power activate. We have never needed your power more. Shine your divine light upon this broken and polluted world. Let your heavenly rays become our hope as you guide us all. Okami Amaterasu. By far my favorite game protagonist ever. She is a wolf, who's also a goddess, who has kick-ass powers, and also, may I add, is freaking beautiful. Best protagonist ever. Such divine white light, such beauty and grace. The only one capable of such wondrous spectacle is none other than our mother and the origin of all that is Amaterasu. How delightful to see that the Savior, whose brave sacrifice sealed away the evil— she's talking so damn slow, I'm sorry. The evil demon so many years ago has not changed one bit. I guess maybe she's injured and that's why she's speaking softly. Yes, I know her butt's floating there. It's not rude, it's not crude. That's just how she likes to dress. Don't make fun of her. Seeing you emerge after so many years spent as a statue brings happiness to my heart. Amaterasu, gaze above you and take in the condition of the sky. Since your untimely departure from our midst, the world has succumbed to devious and vicious beasts. They have ravaged our fine and bountiful country of Nippon. But never have the circumstances been worse than they are at this very moment. Please, use your powers to banish the darkness and punish those who would do us harm. What's this? Has something stolen its way into my room? And this is my greatest buddy ever. Oh, what on earth? You again? Yeah, my best buddy ever. Ow, 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 ow! Are you nuts? Boy, for a little thing, you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting. That's all. Are you napping in my clothes again, Bug? Bug? I told you 1,000 times not to call me that. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Ism. Wandering artist Ism. Now, in most games, you always have like your little side character, like your Navi or something, to tell you how to do basic things in the game. Ism's this guy for you throughout the whole game. And he's awesome, and I love him. He's the best side character ever for me. And you'll find out because he has personality. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long till you're bowing before me, my great brush. Well, what do you think? Even cuter than the real thing, no? What's with you, furball? You look kinda down in the dumps. Actually, you look kinda familiar. Got it! You look just like that statue of Shirayanu! That was the end of Ism. Oh, what do you think you're doing? Are you crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be covered in wolf slobber. You'll regret messing with the great Ism. Don't make me use my prized sword, Dekakamaru, against you. Hold that thought. That's one way to do it. What's that growling sound? And why is it so dark anyway? I've used all the power I have. The village lives on. Their spirits lie encased in my fruits. Cut it free, and the village will be reborn. I trust you. I know that you will lead us down the right path. Only your awesome power can restore life to the world. Trees return to normal, huh? That Sakyo girl said some weird stuff. Villager spirits are being kept inside the fruit? That's the fruit? The girl said that if you cut it down, the village will be restored. It's awfully high up there. You don't use some kind of special power. There's no way you're gonna reach it. This darkness is really getting to me, too. What can happen while you're taking a nap? Alright, time to get cracking a little bit on this game, don't you think? Where are we? Yeah, awfully quiet all of a sudden. I don't remember any place like this in the village. Well, we better keep our eyes peeled. You can use the mouse to look around and see to change point of view. I'm not gonna... When he gives, like, information like that, I'll just say it in, like, my normal voice because it's just tutorial stuff. There's no point in, you know, boring everyone with that. Boy, you really look helpless. Sure you're gonna be okay? Oh, and also, this is just for me. I just want to change a couple things on the control. I couldn't control the settings before the game tutorial, unfortunately. Keyboard configuration. No, that's not it. Sorry, I am wasting everybody's time. And like most times when something goes horribly awry, I blame one of my brothers. So, Ethan, you are getting the fault for this one. Be sure to apologize to everyone once you see them. And there we go, that should do it for me. I know a lot of people don't like this part of the inverted, but I don't really like inverted myself, but for some reason, it works well with me when I play this game. I don't know, I guess it's just what I got used to. Moving on. Now, Isn't Now is just going to tell us that this is an origin mirror, and that's just where you save your game. It's, nothing really too much to write home about. I'm just going to save my game real quick, just so we don't have to go through all that again. Now, I've played this game many times before, as you can tell, so I'm just going to use this empty save file and move on. So this right now is just going to be a quick tutorial to teach me how to hit and jump, so I'm probably just going to be running through this real quick so I don't waste anybody's time. Yeah, he's going to talk to me how great pots are and how good you need to smash them with your head. Yep. Yeah, it feels good to break things with your head. Money here is also just, yeah, it's not something like crazy, like, I don't know, like Cooney. I don't know, I just noticed that most games have weird-ass currencies going on, like weird butt currencies, better yet. I don't know what I can and can't say on the internet anymore. Well, I kind of do. And I know what not to say, and I'm sure as hell not going to say it, so don't tempt me. Like, don't make me. You can't tempt me. And yeah, look up there at the pretty chest. He's going to teach me how to wall jump. And wall jump, success. And health item. And headbutt. And headbutt. And headbutt. Always good to hit things with your head. Okay, this one I'm going to say out loud because it actually is fairly interesting. Looks like the bridge is out. Shouldn't be so hard. Amaterasu, was it? It's kind of long. Mind if I call you Ami? Listen, Ami. Ever heard of the spirits of the brush? Good brushwork has its own soul. At least, that's what they say. Just watch. I take all day to explain. A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? No, I'm not doing this. This is all Issen's doing. Yeah, Issen can do it. Nice, huh? Just a little technique I've mastered called rejuvenation. It's one of the brush techniques that use divine power. It's brush god power that can restore broken or missing things. I've practiced real hard just to master this one technique. But there are 13! Each one is a power of one of the 13 brush... I skipped that too fast, but it's one of 13 brush gods. Originally all 13 were a single powerful entity. When the deity died, its power was split into 13 separate gods.